Diego Sarah Youngits, I'm a first-year student at the ongoing Home Midwives Collective Apprenticeship Program. I've created a quick PowerPoint presentation about the developmental aspects of the digestive system and the metabolism. Shortly after the digestive glands bud out from the mucosa of the alimentary tube, these glands retain their connection and can easily empty their secretions into the alimentary canal to promote its digestive functions. Developing fetus receives all its nutrients through the placenta, and at least this period of life, obtaining and processing nutrients is no problem. The placenta mediates diffusion of maternal glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals. Also, it stores nutrients during early pregnancy to accommodate increased fetal demand later in pregnancy. Obtaining nutrition is the most important activity of a newborn baby, and several reflexes present at this time help in this activity. For example, the rooting reflexes help the infant find the nipple, and the suckling reflexes help the infant hold onto the nipple and swallow. Teething begins around 6 months of age and continues until 2.5–3 years. During this interval, the infant progresses to more and more solid food, and usually is eating an adult diet by toddlerhood. Appetite decreases in the elementary school-aged children and then increases again during the rapid growth of adolescence. The digestive system is susceptible to many congenital defects that interfere with feeding. The most common is cleft palate, and then there's cleft lip defect. Of the two, cleft palate is more serious because the child is unable to suck properly. Another relatively common defect is tracheoesophageal fistula. In this condition, there is a connection between the esophagus and the trachea. In addition, the esophagus often but not always ends in a blind sac and does not connect to the stomach. All three defects can be corrected with surgery. Many types of inborn errors of metabolism, genetically based problems that interfere with metabolism, but perhaps the most two common are cystic fibrosis and phenylketonuria. With CF, usually it's handled by administering pancreatic enzymes with meals to help with this condition, and then with PKU, because of the amino acids that are presented in all protein foods, a special diet is recommended. All through childhood and into adulthood, the digestive system operates with relatively few problems, unless there are abnormal interferences such as gastroenteritis or appendicitis. In middle age and early old age, the metabolic rate decreases by 5 to 8% every 10-year period. This is the time of life when the weight seems to be creeping up and obesity often becomes a fact of life. To maintain desired weight, we must be aware of this gradual change and be prepared to reduce caloric intake. Two distinctly middle-aged digestive problems are ulcers and gallbladder problems. Recent studies indicate that most ulcers are actually caused by a strain of acid-resistant bacteria that inhabits the stomach of 70% to 90% of those with ulcers and 40% of healthy people. In old age, activity of the GI tract declines. Fewer digestive juices are produced, taste and smell become less acute, and periodontal disease often develops. Many elderly individuals live alone or on reduced income. These factors, along with increasing physical disability, tend to make eating less appealing, and nutrition is inadequate in many of our elderly citizens. Most of the information for this presentation comes from my textbook, Essentials of Human Anatomy and Physiology, 9th edition, and by the BC Campus Education website. Now for watching on.